Hi guys, this is Chantel and today we are going to be improving on this area. As you can see, I'm standing in front of the new flower bed that we have finished this season. It's not really finished, but you know, in that sense, finished. So I have several things that I need to do. I need to take a pile of wood out of here and put it away in a place where my husband can stack it the way how he wants to stack it. And I also have to clean up the patio, what will be the patio area, and I'm going to expand that area. Next year my plan is to get some gravel and put it over the area that I deemed to be the patio area, and I'll show you just in a second how I will be kind of tackling this patio to be area. And I also want to create an area for where to put the wood where we will be having our fireplace, where we will be having our, not fireplace, what's it called? It's not a fireplace. It's not a fireplace. I forgot its name. It's the thing you burn fire with outside. Outside. Forgot its name. I can't remember. I will remember in a few minutes, or maybe when I go inside. Anyways, so I need to make a place for the wood so that it's easy to clean around it and the grass doesn't grow underneath it, and I don't have to worry about things growing in between the wood. And I also want to transplant the rose that I told you about in a couple videos ago, I think. And I know we had several hard frosts already. I mean, every morning we wake up now, we have a hard frost. But I think it'll be okay to transplant it. I think we should be okay. Even if we're gonna have snow soon, or the ground is gonna freeze maybe in about 4 weeks from now or so, I think it should be okay. I'm gonna give it a try and see. I've never done this before. Usually I transplant about 6 months before a hard frost hits, but we have been having hard frosts, so we'll see how that's gonna work out. Well, I guess I'll get to know how that's gonna do next season, and that's totally fine by me. I like to experiment. So the reason why I'm sharing these kinds of videos with you guys, other than just basic gardening skills and stuff like that, because I think this type of content brings joy to a lot of people. At least it does to me. I love watching these kinds of videos, especially if you're a person who loves to garden, who loves to create beautiful things. You can kind of follow me along on taking our property from drab and messy to beautiful, and this has been my journey since we bought this house. I've been working on this for many years, and it's been taking me a long time to get to where I am right now. And I think we need joy in our lives today because of all the things that the world is going through. Life can be hard, whether the world is going through tough situations or whatever it may be, or whether you are going through tough situations or whatever it may be. I hope that this video will bring joy to you, and I hope you get inspiration from it, and it will encourage you to go out there in your garden and create beauty in your space. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is tackle this patio area. First thing I'm going to do is transplant the rose. I think that would be the first thing I need to do, because it's kind of warm right now, so maybe that will give the rose just a little bit of a chance to kind of settle in the ground before the cold weather hits at night. And right now it's around 3 o'clock, so I'll do that first, and then we'll tackle the patio area. You can see these 3 roses that I planted right here earlier this spring. So I will be putting the other rose right here next to this rose, probably around right there. And I need to also take this Gomphrena out of here and deadhead this black-eyed Susan. And look at, I mean, the deer are just eating everything. They ate the lilacs that I planted. planted. I have planted this lilac over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's in front of the post. They ate the top off of it. They also ate the top off of the lilac that I planted in the front, right at the entry of our driveway. They're driving me insane. I love them. I truly do. But they are driving me insane. This also over here, I put this yesterday. Before yesterday I put this over here. And the idea is I want to kind of create a curve right here of butterfly bushes right on the top of the hill. And I want to plant about maybe 2 feet high butterfly bushes maximum, or 2 to 3 feet high, and this will create kind of a beautiful view for us when we are in the house or if we're sitting on the deck, and it will frame this area over here. Now it's not going to go all the way around because I do want to leave a wide space for the kids where they can sled down the hill in the winter, because that's what they love to do in the winter and it's a lot of fun for them. So I want to make sure to leave that space for them. And I want the butterfly bushes to frame this side over here. Maybe they'll stop right here, because this area is really hard to mow if you're going down, and that's the reason why I started this butterfly bush over here, because I didn't want to have to mow this area. When we first bought the house, there were huge thorn bushes growing in this area, and a random tree that planted itself there, and just random thorn bushes and all sorts of undesirable plants that were on this hill. So it took us a long time to clean this whole hill, and now I've been working on it to plant this area. So next season I will be buying the butterfly bushes and filling them over here. Now I'm going to go to the front and get that rose, and we're gonna plant it over there. I cut some of the roots, but I think it should be okay because roses, especially this type, are very resilient. So let's take it to the backyard and plant it in the new flower bed. So I'm going to put some fertilizer in the hole. I know it is late, I talked about this before. And I'm gonna move the mulch away first, dig the hole and put some fertilizer in and plant it. So exciting, hopefully it's gonna survive. There it is. I tried to make it in a circular sort of form to follow the pattern of the bed rather than make sure it is the same distance away from the edge. So it is a little bit closer to the edge over here than these roses are to this edge over here, but together they kind of make this curve. So its center, the rose that I just planted, its center is about 3-ish feet away from this rose, and each rose is about 3 feet away, and again they just sort of curve up this way. So now I'm going to go get the trailer and take the gomphrena out of here, and I'm going to first take the trash out of here, then the wood, and the gomphrena would be one of the last things I would take out. If I can't take it out today, I'll take it out another day, because what I want to work on today is expand the patio area, because the reason why I started this patio area, and I have a whole blog post about why it's important to start a temporary patio area before you build your actual patio, and I'll link it in the description box below. The reason why I started this patio area is because we wanted to kind of try it out and see how we like it, see if we want it to be a little bit bigger or if we want it to be a different shape or in a different location. So we got to experience it a little bit, and now today I'm going to be expanding it and making some changes to the fire pit area. That's what it's called, fire pit, not fireplace. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to be working on today. And again, I will link that blog post down in the description box below. I go into more details on what kind of ways you can use to create a temporary patio if you don't want to create a patio right away, so that you don't end up spending too much money and then eventually having to change it and spending more money on it. So trying it out first to see what you like about it, if you like its location and all that, is important. So link will be in the description box below. Go ahead and check it out. Alright, so let me go ahead and grab the trailer and get working on this area over there. So I'm going to start by removing this pile of wood first and putting it in the trailer over there. That's the pile of wood that my husband finished chopping. He still has these. I don't know when he's going to be able to get to them. And I want to show you also the rows from this angle over here, because I was thinking you could see it better this way. You see it right there, it's flowering, and you can kind of see this curve right here. And right now it looks sort of odd because it's a lot smaller than the other three over here. But once it fills in, you will kind of, it will create this hedge just like this over here. And I purposefully spaced them 3 feet apart so that they would have enough space between each other to breathe, so that they're less likely to get black spot and mildew. And it seems to be working out, because before I had them spaced out pretty close together so that they would kind of create a full hedge and not have a distinction between them. But I think it is better for the health of the rows this way. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you this. Also, I forgot to mention about this tarp over here before we head into moving the wood. The reason why I put this here is because I wanted to kill the grass underneath it. Now I still have, if you notice, there's still some grass right in front of it. There's just a small strip that I'll have to remove with a shovel. My edger doesn't have a sharp edge on it, and I would need to sharpen it, and I'm not gonna do that right now. I've been using the shovel and it works out pretty well, so that's what I'll do with that. And I'm also going to finish the area this way. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it this season, and I think I already mowed the lawn 2 days ago. I mowed the lawn over here, and then I worked on, no, 3 days ago. And then the day after I worked on putting this, and in the vegetable garden I put out the last mat to create the 2 more raised beds in there. I'll show you that in a few minutes after we're done with this area. But I think this is the last time we're going to be mowing the lawn, because we are having a lot of frost, hard frost, so I don't think the grass is going to be growing anymore. And so I should be okay to not do it this season. And usually I can go over these mats anyways, and if I set the lawnmower on the high setting and mow, so I can drive over it and mow over here if I need to, but I don't think I need to. And even if I need to mow in the spring, I'll be able to before I get to this area if I don't get to it right away. Anyways, I just wanted to explain that so that you guys understand why did I put this mat over here. And my idea is probably I won't be removing the mat when I plant the bushes, because I don't want to have to weed in between the bushes in the beginning. And this will kill all the Bermuda grass that's there, all the creeping grass that creeps by rhizomes and all that, because I don't want to have to deal with it. There's a lot that I need to do over here to manage on the property, and I can't manage everything and be on top of everything and have everything looking the way how I want it to look if I don't have some help from stuff like this. So next season I won't be putting mulch on it. The idea is to kill anything underneath it. So I will be leaving it this way for like 2 years, and then I will come after and put cardboard and then mulch. This way it will suppress any grass or any weed that's still kind of living and prevent it from growing. So that would be my method of attack in this area over here. Pile of landscaping fabric that's all ripped up came from the new flower bed that I just showed you where I planted the rose. Apparently it was landscaped at one point of its life. When we bought this house, this whole area was a total disaster. It was full of thorn bushes and sumac and bittersweet vine and everything that's horrible that you can think of. But as I was ripping all these things out, I was discovering landscaping fabric under it. So I'm not sure if some of these things that I found over here were planted on purpose, or just the things that were planted on purpose died out and new things kind of overtook the area and made it the way it was. I don't know, but it was totally terrible when we first came. So all this debris came from this new flower bed, and I'm seeing some more. The wind keeps blowing them everywhere, but I took them and I put them over here with the grass when I was pulling the grass out, and they ended up just blowing everywhere because as I was taking the grass out, I was putting them aside over there, and the lawnmower went over them a few times and ripped them apart, so that wasn't fun because now there are a lot more pieces everywhere. Anyways, so I'm just trying to explain to you where this came from. That's all. So now I'm going to take this pile of wood that's over there, put it in the trailer just so that I can kind of clean up the area. I'm going to get the leaf blower and blow the area. And then we're going to get the landscaping fabric on and continue the patio area. I love this thing. This is the Greenworks Pro leaf blower, not sponsored. But I love this thing because we used to have a leaf blower that you have to plug into a cord, and we have a large property, so you can't just plug that into a cord or an extension cord of any sort. It just doesn't work over here. So I needed something that has that is powered by battery power. I got this last year, I think, and I've been using it ever since, and I love this thing. You can control the power on it, and you can do like a gentle or medium or high, and you saw there were wet leaves in there and wet grass and just sticks and some pieces of split wood, and it blew all of that stuff out of there. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave a link for this in the description box below. Again, this is not sponsored. This is just something that one of the tools that I appreciate having in the garden to help me out, to make things a lot easier for me. Otherwise, I'd have to use a rake or a broom or something like that, and this just makes things a breeze. Like the other day we're cleaning the garage, and I just used this leaf blower. I just put it on gentle, and I blew intermittent. I did like intermittent on and off on it so that it wouldn't spread all the dust and leaves that are in the garage everywhere. So I just gently kind of controlled the direction where they're going out, and I push them out of the garage that way. And again, makes things so much easier and so much cleaner. I don't have to get all dusty and stuff. I love this thing. If you're interested, the link will be in the description box below. So now this is cleaned up. Now I'm gonna get the hedge trimmer and trim the grass on the edges that are super long, and then we'll move on to the next step. The cord is done, and I don't feel like threading it right now, even though it's super easy, but I just don't want to waste time on this. You notice I removed the battery from the blower and I put it over here. They use the same battery. They're both 80 volts, and this is also Greenworks hedger, and this thing is super light in comparison to the gas powered hedger, and I prefer this. Also the other one kind of vibrates, so your whole body shakes, and you need ear protection and all that. I feel like this is not super loud, versus the electrical powered ones are loud, and they have the fumes coming out of them, and the vibration kind of rocks you the whole time. So if you're doing a lot of hedging or edging, if you're doing a lot of edging, you end up just exhausted by the time you're done. This is a lot easier, and the strap, I tried to adjust it to kind of carry most of the weight, except this thing keeps sliding. The shoulder support right here. So Greenworks needs to sponsor me for this video. Being serious. Anyways, so I really love these products, and I'll leave a link for this one also if you guys are interested. So now I'm gonna plug this into the leaf blower again and blow the stuff that kind of messed the fabric again, and clean it up. Now I'm going to be putting landscaping fabric over this fabric over here. I found this fabric when we moved into the house in the barn, and I used it over here because at the time I didn't want to buy more landscaping fabric. And I noticed that this fabric acts more like a shade cloth rather than landscaping fabric, because I see grass growing under it, just like it's like a greenhouse for them, and they're doing great under it. So I'm going to be putting the Do It landscape fabric over it, which is my preferred landscape fabric. I've tried several things, and that is my favorite, and I'll leave my affiliate links for all the things that I'm using over here, and you guys, if you guys are interested, you can go ahead and check them out. And so let's move on. I'm going to be expanding this area on this side over here and the other side, and I'm going to expand it probably about here, maybe like probably up to here, right in front of this fire pit, because the idea is eventually we are going to be removing this fire pit and getting a fire pit that you just kind of put over the gravel that you don't have to have in the ground. That would sort of be easier to manage, and then in the winter we could just put it away, and in the summer and during the fall and summer and spring we could be using it because in the winter there's a lot of snow and we can't really sit in here. Yeah, so the first thing I'm gonna do is remove these things over here, and the sides that I have. And the reason why I put these are just from the decking that we used to have in the front of our house. Let me take this off. And we changed the deck to the entry of our house, and so I used these over here to kind of block the grass and kind of like a pathway to the fire pit over there, just kind of add some interest to it. I was just trying out ideas and kind of seeing what would I like in the future, what would I like to have in the future. And the reason why I put the sides over here is so that when I do edge or when I do mow the lawn, that it would not rip the landscaping fabric. Especially because before I used to like to mow the lawn at a low setting, and now I'm just mowing it at the highest setting just because of all the things that I need to manage. It just makes it easier for me. And also it allows some flowers to stay available for the bees so that they can forage whenever we don't have flowers around the property, like in my flower beds and stuff. So this way they still have something available for them. And that's the reason why I mow the lawn on the highest setting. Okay, so let's get these boards out of here and get this area prepared. But first I need to put the hedger away and the leaf blower away. Is actually sloped, but I'm not going to bother digging it out or anything. What I'm thinking about is leveling it with the gravel when we do get the gravel over here, and I want to put some sort of an edge around it where I can easily edge around it, and also it would hold the gravel, but at the same time it wouldn't be dangerous where kids won't cut themselves on it. So I don't want anything metal. It might be plastic. I don't know, I'm still thinking about it, what I would put around there. Maybe stones, I'm not exactly sure, but it's gonna be something that would allow me to edge around the patio, and at the same time I don't want it to look ugly, so that's why I'm kind of hesitant about using plastics. We'll see when the time comes. Maybe things will change, we'll see. I might, if I have to kind of dig it out and level it at the time when we are building it, then it would be easier for me, because right now there's a lot of grass and that would be very taxing on my back to rip up all this grass and then level the area. So when it's time to build it, it's going to be a gravel patio, then it would, by that time the grass would have deteriorated and I would just be easily able to kind of scrape the surface of the soil and level it out, and then I'll put the mats down again and put the gravel if I have to. If I don't have to, that would be great, and that's what I would prefer to do. So let's put this landscaping fabric. I have some 6-inch staples. I like to use these staples over here. These are galvanized staples. They're 6-inch deep. And the reason why I like to use these is because they do not rust whenever I use them in the ground. Other types of staples, they kind of rust and they get ripped out easily whenever we get strong winds, and all the landscaping fabric would be flying out everywhere, and that would just be terrible. So that's why I use these over here, and these would last for seasons upon seasons. So that's my preferred staples. These are my preferred staples to use, and I'm using also a rubber mallet to pound them into the ground. Let's go ahead and start it. It's getting dark. I gotta hurry up because I still have to make dinner. Alright guys, it is starting to get dark. I don't want to have another episode in the dark. So I'm going to finish this project, or as much as I can of this project, and then I'll get back to you tomorrow and show you how it looks like. Alright guys, so I wanted to come over here early this morning because it's about to rain. It's already drizzling. I just wanted to show you what I did last night. I put these two over here. It's going to be up to that length over here, and it's going to come this way, and I'm going to fill this entire inside also with the landscaping fabric, so that would be basically the size of this patio, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it today. And I also finished this section over here, and these two are going to be raised beds, so where the compost used to be, I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to be putting another bed just like these over here. Then next year we'll replace them with actual raised beds like these. Hopefully, we'll see if we are able to get to it next year or not, but don't mind the cardboard over there. This is going to be on the grass to kill it, and then I will put the soil over it. I have a whole video on how we did both of these. I have a video on the bed, how we built these beds over here, and a video on how I built these beds over here also, so if you're interested you can check them out. I'll leave them in the description box below. So you can see there's enough space between the tree, or both trees, and the beds over here, so I think it should be okay. And the sun kind of shines from that direction over here, so these beds will still get enough sunlight, and I will try to keep these trees' sizes controlled so that we are still able to get enough sunlight on this area over here and over here as well, and I think that should be fine. So I'm excited. I can't wait to finish this area and just kind of be done with it. Okay guys, I guess I was wrong. It just started raining, and as soon as it started raining, I was finishing that last section right there, this little square right there, and I finished all this. So it is a lot bigger right now, but I was thinking of adding just a small little section right here, maybe up to here, and taking it all the way there, and that would be the base of the patio. And I do want to keep the distance over there the same. I don't want to have it too close to the flower bed that's going to be there, or in there also. And I think I might put wood in this area, so I'm going to put a mat eventually in this side over here to put the wood on it, so that the grass doesn't grow in between it. And eventually we're going to be cutting this wood, and I'll make a separate video on that for you guys. I'm going to put all this away, and I'm getting soaked. Actually guys, so I've been looking at it as I was putting stuff away. It's still raining, but I was thinking that I would like to make it wider on the side that is farther in that direction, and just like maybe one strip wider of the landscaping fabric, or maybe just a little bit thinner where the wood is. You see it right there, that pile of wood, and then a little bit at the end over there, just a little tiny strip. And I think that would make it more comfortable for when we have people over. I feel pretty good. I feel like we've done a lot of progress this year on our property, and I still have a lot of work to do, of course, but this season, but I think it makes me feel good that a lot of things have been done, things are moving along, and next year I can work on other things. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button, and if you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you are new here, don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell to receive notifications of whenever I upload new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.